A man rents a wife online for $500, but she is dressed way too sexy, and he can't help but frown.
Don't you like us?
The next second, he pulls out some cash and sends her away, because today, he is meeting his boss. He needs to show the boss that he has a wonderful family, that he is a responsible man. His wife has to be elegant and proper. As they talk, the boss walks in. She doesn't care what he thinks, just takes the money and leaves. Carl reluctantly greets the boss, who immediately asks where his wife is. Carl looks around, and finally spots a quiet woman.
Oh, this is my wife.
Little does he know, his lie will lead to a sweet romance. Carl brings the boss over to Anne, calmly introduces them. The boss smiles and greets her, but Anne looks awkward. She has no idea what is going on. Why is this man calling me his wife? Just then,
Mom? You never mentioned you have a son too. You didn't mention it.
The boss greets warmly. Carl even pats the boy's head affectionately. Luckily, the boss needs to use the restroom, giving Carl a chance to explain.
What is going on, boy? Who are you, please? Please help me.
Carl says he is single, but lied to the boss about having a happy family to help his career, but didn't expect the boss to want to meet them. Leading to this situation, he begs Anne to play along and immediately refuses. Carl is stunned, then turns to the little boy. Talk about any expensive delicacies in this restaurant today. He can order whatever he wants. The little boy smiled and said, he is already 13 years old. He can't be bought with just one meal. Carl didn't lose heart. Instead, he quickly pulled out his own Apple phone from the bag, saying that if he could persuade his mom to help, this phone would be his. At this point, the little boy couldn't stay calm anymore, quickly urging his mother to cooperate a bit. Hua Zhang's old phone has been used for 5 years without a change, often being looked down upon at school. Annie was left speechless. Carl successfully sealed the deal like this. He took the lead to introduce himself. Before Annie could say anything, the boy eagerly introduced himself.
Annie. What a beautiful name.
From this moment on, the bond between the two was completely sealed. This meal was filled with joy and laughter. The boss often burst into hearty laughter. Feeling very satisfied with Carlos and his family, he firmly believed that an employee, only when their family is happy and harmonious, can they truly excel more in their career. Now he's even considering promoting Carl. Carl struggled to contain his inner happiness, never expecting Annie and her son to act so convincingly. After the boss left content and satisfied, Carl quickly expressed his sincerest gratitude, but Annie clearly didn't want to have much interaction with him, and immediately got up to leave. Carl quickly stopped her, asking if she would attend the gathering tomorrow. After all, they had just made plans with the boss earlier, but Annie no longer wanted to do such deceitful things. Carl quickly proposed that if she would help one more time, he'd buy her a new coat.
You're such a conceited jerk.
Annie said she doesn't want anything from Carl. She even told her son to return the phone he gave earlier, and added, if you think you can buy us off so easily, then you're dead wrong. Carl quickly apologized, saying it's just his habit. After all, it has always been about getting things done with money. But I want you to come with me to a gathering tomorrow, not just to please the boss, but because in this over-an-hour encounter, for the first time in my life, I felt like I wasn't alone. Annie was touched by Carl's sincerity, saying this would be an exception. But before that, they had to practice looking more like a real family. Watching Annie change so quickly, a faint smile appeared on Carl's lips. Annie said that since they were a family, Carl shouldn't stay so silent, like he did earlier. The three of them should communicate more frequently and naturally. The closer they acted, the better. As the conversation continued, the way Annie looked at Carl gradually changed. The way Carl interacted with his son looked exactly like a real father and son. This scene left her feeling a bit dazed, and Carl also felt an unprecedented. For the first time, he felt a longing for family marriage. At the moment of parting, Annie set a rule for Carl. No kissing allowed.
That would be terrible.
What did you say?
Nothing.
After seeing off the mother and son, Carl sat alone for a long time, savoring everything that had just happened. He once thought work and money were everything in life. But now, his mindset has completely changed. Beautiful love is truly worth pursuing. The next day at the gathering, the boss kept praising Carl for having such a great family. His wife and son are amazing, and he has high hopes for Carl's future development. The boss temporarily stepped away for something, and Carl, in an unexpected moment, suddenly caught sight of a stunning view. Annie in a red dress, looking radiant and captivating, making it impossible for Carl to take his eyes off her. His heart raced suddenly, especially those star-like sparkling eyes, seeming to hold a special kind of magic, deeply drawing all of Carl's attention. When she walked over with a smile, every step was like a scab to Carl's heart, until Annie came to him. Only then did he snap out of
I
it.
can't take my eyes off you.
Thank you.
I can't take you out. I don't want this to be our last night together.
At this moment, Carl's colleague Harlan suddenly appeared, seemingly quite familiar with Annie. After asking around, Carl was completely stunned, because Harlan turned out to be Annie's ex-husband. Harlan could tell at a glance that something was off between Carl and Annie. He immediately started making sarcastic remarks, mocking Annie for selling herself for money. A typical gold digger. Then Harlan's biological son showed up, but his attitude towards his biological father was terrible.
Although they had only met a few hours ago, he is better than you in every way. Silly child. I am your father.
Really?
The boss was utterly shocked, quickly coming over to ask what was going on. Harlan had already figured out the ins and outs of the situation and told the boss that Carl was after him. At this point, the lie could no longer be maintained. The son admitted they had just met yesterday, but he really liked Carl. He also said that Harlan left them when he was born, abandoning both mother and child. A complete scumbag. Harlan quickly explained to the boss, saying he left because Annie was such a terrible person, always demanding money from him. It wasn't his fault. Annie didn't want to explain further. She immediately turned to leave, seeing Annie so wronged. Carl grabbed Harlan, ready to teach him a lesson. Harlan hoped Carl would make a move, because that would surely get Carl fired. Fortunately, Carl managed to restrain himself in the end. He didn't explain anything to the boss. Instead, he turned to chase after Annie. As he draped the coat over Annie, Annie kept apologizing, saying she ruined his plans, and it might even cause him to lose his job. But Carl calmly replied, now there are more important things than work.
That is you.
A lifetime of focus on the cause, but never find you. It is fate that makes us meet each other. I don't want to lose you.
I know you through your work because it is good for
Not
you.
anymore. It is time to take a backseat. Of course, if I had a job.
Do you know, I was afraid to tell you. I also don't want to lose you.